Algorithm change number one is that TikTok has literally come out and said that less hashtags is going to be more right now on TikTok. In fact, they said that you should be using 2 to 3 hashtags that are specific to whatever you're posting about. Because if you're not using the strategy, you use a bunch of random hashtags, and now TikTok doesn't actually know who to push your content to. So if you want TikTok to know exactly who to push your content to, and you want to stay at it 2 to 300 view jail, guess what you need to do? 2 to 3 specific hashtags. And ideally, you should be choosing specific hashtags that are as specific as humanly possible. You need to type in whatever you're going to be posting about on TikTok, go under the hashtag section, and then from here, you want to choose 2 to 3 of the largest hashtags that you can find, because if you're not doing this, you're going to screw up the TikTok algorithm and it's going to leave you in 2 to 300 view jail. Or you could be using the wrong features, creating the wrong type of content, or even creating content that's the wrong length. But don't worry, because by the end of this video, you're going to know how to solve all those things. In fact, this creator right here, I just helped solve these things, and he was able to gain over 200,000 followers in just a few months. And this creator was able to gain over 100,000 followers in just 30 days. And the same exact thing can happen to you so long as you're adapting to the latest TikTok algorithm. The next thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is ranking for search on TikTok. In fact, TikTok has also come out and said that they're going to pay creators extra money that are able to rank for search. There's a huge opportunity right now because summer's approaching. And guess what? When summer approaches, people search for different things. They search for different products. They search for different things within your niche. And you need to make sure that you're adapting to the new things that people are searching for so that you can create content that serves their needs. And then as a result, you're going to get more views. You're going to get views 24/7. You're going to grow quicker. And TikTok is going to pay you way more money so long as you're creating good search-based content. Now, I do have some good news and some bad news when it comes to ranking for search. The bad news is that you're not actually going to be able to tell on TikTok's app whether or not you're ranking for search. The good news is that today's video sponsor, Metricool, makes this 100 times easier and allows you to see whether or not you're actually ranking for search. So essentially what Metricool is going to allow you to do is they're going to allow you to filter your analytics to see where your views are actually coming from, and it shows whether or not your video views are coming from search. And this is essential to making sure that you're ranking for search, because if not, you're going to have no idea whether or not your views are coming from search, and then you don't know if you did a good job, because you might have had to change the hook of the video, the description of the video, or even what you said in the video. So if you want to rank quicker on TikTok for search and you want to be able to make more money from TikTok, you need to go to the pinned comment below and register for 30 days free access to any of Metricool's premium plans with code Robert. Because on top of telling you whether or not you're ranking for search, they also have 2 other features that are essential right now for the latest TikTok algorithm, like the text generator assistant, which allows you to use AI to write the perfect description for your post. And this is going to make it easier for you to rank on TikTok, because if you have a good description, guess what ends up happening? TikTok pushes out your content more. In fact, TikTok recently came out and said that descriptions on TikTok that are over 200 characters long lead to an increased amount of views that you get. And lucky for you, the text assistant generator is going to make this 100 times easier. On top of that, their hashtag tool literally tells you what hashtags are relevant and popular for the content you're creating, so you can choose the best hashtags for the specific post that you're going to be creating. So what are you waiting for? If you want to grow quicker on TikTok, you want to be able to make more money from TikTok, you need to be using Metricool, and you could go to the pinned comment below, register for 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. Now, when it comes to actually figuring out what people are searching for within your niche, there are essentially 2 things that you could do. The first thing is you could go through and do a manual search. When you do a manual search, you want to be looking for 2 different criteria. That videos are actually popping up, that have gotten a lot of likes, and then in addition to that, you want to scroll down a little bit and see the other related searches, because what this is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to make 4 to 5 different videos on the same topic, but ranking for different keywords because of long tail keywords. If you don't know what long tail keywords are, essentially it's going to be those longer keywords that people are searching for. For example, if somebody goes onto TikTok, they're probably not just typing in 6-pack. They're typing in how to get a 6-pack, or how to get a 6-pack as a teenager, or how to get a 6-pack over 50 years old, or over 40 years old. So you need to be creating several different pieces of content in order to rank for that one term, because although you might just want to make a video about 6-pack and rank for that because it's a lot of search volume, you're actually going to get way better results, and you're going to have a way easier time ranking for search if you go after all of those long tail keywords. And essentially, the feature that's going to show you that is going to be those additional searches that you're going to see pop up on TikTok. But there is another way you can find out what people are searching for, and that's through using the Creator Search Insights tool. If you don't know what this is, I have a whole entire video dedicated to it, but to make it really, really simple, essentially what you want to do is go into the search function on TikTok. You want to search for Creator Search Insights, and then you're going to see a tool pop up. From here, what you're going to be able to do is see what searches are trending in certain niches, or or you could even type in a search to get the results of whether or not more or less people are actually searching with that term. And you want to make sure that you're going after content that has a search gap. What a search gap is a lot of people are searching for it, but not that many people are creating content around it. And this is going to be the least competitive search term that you could go for. It's going to allow you to grow the quickest, get the most views, and it's going to allow you to make the most money so long as you're implementing these next two algorithm changes that you need to make sure that you're paying attention to, because it's easier to grow on TikTok right now, and it's easier to make money on TikTok than it ever has been before, so long as you're doing these two things. The first thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is you need to be using the 3 features that TikTok is pushing like crazy right now. The first feature that they're pushing like crazy is going to be live. In fact, going live on TikTok can help you make more money than on any other app that you can go live on. Why? Because when you go live on TikTok, it shows up in 2 different places. First, it shows up on the For You page, and secondly, it shows up on the live page. And guess what this means? The longer that you go live for, the more people that tune into your live, and on live, you have permission to pitch people things. On top of that, you can get different donations that you're gonna get paid for. And there's so many creators out there right now that are making $1,000 a day, $500 a day, even $200 a day simply by going live on TikTok. And you could do the same exact thing. The second thing you need to make sure that you're using is using the green screen feature. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you wanna capture somebody's attention on TikTok, you need to be talking about something they care about. The easiest way to do this is to use the green screen, because you can make a green screen video about popular brands. You can make a green screen video about another video. You could even make a green screen video about news or articles that are going on within your niche. And if you're able to do this, it's going to skyrocket the amount of reach that you get, because more people are actually going to be interested in watching your video. And the third thing that you need to make sure that you're doing, and I cannot emphasize this enough, is you need to be creating content over 1 minute long on TikTok. If you would have asked me a year ago or 2 years ago if you should be creating long content, I would have said absolutely no way. In fact, go back and watch my content from then. I was saying that yes, this feature is available, but you shouldn't be using it. But now you need to make sure that you're using it, because if you're not creating content over 1 minute long on TikTok, you're going to get left behind. Right now, TikTok looks like it's going to be banned, but it's not going to be banned. In fact, we've seen this several different times. So those of you that aren't taking it seriously are going to get left behind the same way that you did back in 2020. I mean, how good of a decision would it have been if you got on TikTok in 2020 and you've been able to grow the last 4 years? That same exact thing is happening right now, so you need to take this next tip seriously. But first, I want to reveal to you an article that I recently saw on TikTok's website. In fact, this article goes through and tells you what kind of content you should be creating if you're creating long-form content for 5 different niches. For lifestyle and education, you should be doing watch the process content, storytime content, educational content, vlog content. For gaming, you could do instructive gameplay, commentary, or compilations. For entertaining content, skits, commentaries, and challenges do amazing. For sports, a clip with commentary, a compilation, a vlog, or a tutorial are doing amazing. And then for music, you need to make sure that you're focused on singing and playing instruments, reactions, challenges, and you need to make sure that you're doing covers of bigger artists. If you're not doing these things, you're simply not going to get views on TikTok. And TikTok is literally coming out in this article and telling you exactly what formats you should be creating content in, depending on what kind of content you're creating. Now, for by far the most important thing that you could do on TikTok is understanding what your audience actually wants to view. And the only way for you to understand this is to see what they're viewing in the moment. You can't harp on what worked a month ago or what worked a year ago. You need to be a student of what is working today within your niche. What do I mean by this? What topics are working? What formats are working, what lengths are working, and the only way that you're gonna be able to figure this out is if you have a list of competitors that you're consistently checking, or if you're constantly doing searches for the top things that your audience is searching for, interacting with, and making sure that you're paying attention to what hooks are using, what topics are using, what formats are using, and even what lengths are using. Because if you use the correct format or use the correct topic, but if you're creating a video that's just 5 seconds too short or 10 seconds too long, it's going to be the reason that you fail to get views right now. On top of that, you need to be focused on building a community on TikTok. You shouldn't just be trying to get as many views as possible or as many followers as possible. You want to be connecting with as many people as possible. You want to be connecting with people that are going to be excited to see your next post. And the easiest way for you to do this is to make sure that you're answering people's comments within your content, that you're answering people's comments in general on TikTok, and that you're going live frequently to actually build up a community. On top of that, you need to be posting at the right time in order to reach the right audience on TikTok. And if you don't know what time to post, that's exactly why I created this video right here that tells you the best time to post on TikTok and the best scheduling app that you can use to increase your views. If you want to know the best time to post to reach more people, well, I'll see you over there. Check this video out right here.